Hello! Welcome everyone! Happy
Hi.
Thursday! If you have to be watching
Thursday.
this live, happy Thursday. If you happen to be watching it on the replay, happy whatever day of the week it is for you. Welcome to so many beautiful people here live. Rachel Joy and Bethany, Alex the Alchemist, Lisa Marie, Emily Petzel. Let's see who else.
Ryan.
Steffi, Gabby, Christine, Taylor, Abby, Ryan. Yes. Okay. I think that's everyone I see for now. I know StreamYard will just jump and all of that. But welcome.
Fefe, I'm so sorry. If you saw my video today, I apologize. Okay, moving on. She had to watch me like butcher Spanish, just butcher it in like the worst possible ways. I'm like reading it, I'm like, and I was like,
You were
no.
trying. Cheers to trying.
Thank you. Cheers. I'm just finishing off the can before I go back into my little cup.
Because you definitely made an effort, and I appreciated that. Yes, my story hint was that I got my haircuts today.
Yo, when she debuted this cut to me, I was like, boo, you are so goddamn cute. I couldn't even handle it. I was like, you're so cute. It's unreal how cute you are. You look like a literal fairy. Like, I just, like, I'm not definitely.
I may try to do a dual camera thing tonight later when I might swatch something. So if that works, I'll show you on my phone camera. That's a little less shitty. Trying to think of a nice word, and I'm like, nah, it is what it is. It works.
I know I got to work on the color saturation with this one again because I don't like it.
You were a delight, Audra. Also, you were trying, unlike so many random gringos out there. Yes. Agreed.
Here's
Hey,
the
Sharon.
fun fact. If I had actually, like, if I spent time with the palette and the names, I would have been okay, but I didn't. So that's on me. But at the same time, like, it's a first impression. So I didn't want to be like, I studied this for 4 hours.
I'm going to be totally lame and say, gracias, Fefi. Oh.
Pop lock and drop it. Listen,
I
we are
was
too
like
old.
exhausted just walking around Manhattan today doing the things I did. Me and Dance yeah, no. Thank you, Christine.
Too old.
Also, thank you, Isabel. I put on wings because I was like, this makeup has been on since like 10 a.m. and I was like, I want to change it up.
So
and I actually think I did a pretty good job. I love your orange wings though; those are awesome.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like, I think the color is supposed to be neon red, but the neon red and for the JD Glows, the neon red, if you have deep skin, the neon red and the neon orange are just about the same damn, so I wouldn't get both. That's what I'll say. I wouldn't get both because they're really quite close. I'll just like pull it out right quick. Look at everybody. Look at it. Emily's super cute haircut. I feel so good.
Thank you. Thank you. Also, I just ate food, but like my first sip of cider, my body is like, oh, we're drunk now. Like, what?
Oh, no, not yet.
Switch to some water.
Here you go. So like,
oop. Oh yeah.
This is like the red on the side and orange here. So on deeper skin tones, when it dries down, it's damn near the same. So I would just get one. Like, it's because it just doesn't come across as red. It comes on more as neon orange. To me, comes as like neon orange, and then the orange just is like orangey. So
it's like yellow orangey orange. Yeah. And I love this. Wings are a shot of caffeine or vodka to the eye. Also, crushes are always welcome. I'm just going to say that.
They really are.
Particularly from non-cis men. I'm also just going to say that. Anyone besides a cis man can have a crush on me. And you can hate me for saying that, but that's...
Listen, yes, you know how
Bird of
right
Paradise realness from Audra. Yeah.
Sorry.
She has merch for Tropical Bird, a beautiful graphic on it, by the way. You should go buy some. So tonight we just wanted to kind of throw back to, I feel like, maybe not the complete origins for 5 for 5, but just keeping it, we're still on the like kind of calm, easy train to just talk about 5 products that are our favorites right now. So Yeah, keeping it simple, not too complicated. Yes, big mood. Okay. I love this. Wait. I love all the comments.
Listen, I'm gonna work on some merch. I need to get
Hi,
with
Annie.
Diva because I think her partner it does
Yes.
art. I swear, Bo, for fuck's sake. Okay, so sorry. He's
I think
back there like running around, breathing hard. Like all I can hear is him going, and I don't know what he's doing, and I don't want to know at this point. No.
I will connect you. So that's some of the merch I need to create. I had some art done by Drew, who is with Diva, one of our amazing mods, also known as Bitch in all love. Also, yay! Care about one of the cover effects bless you is based on my thoughts, and love it. I'm wearing soft today.
I'm so sorry. Rachel Joy just brought me back.
He got screams.
It's Rachel Joy's fault that I did that weird. Do you remember that strange reenactment
that I did? That.
I was like, ah!
I think my favorite part of that video was how that moment like came together because you like came in from one side of the camera. Just like just everything about it. In the mommy tone. Yeah. Oh wait, Honey has a merch idea for Audra. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, that's a good favorite. Daily Harvest Ooey Gooey Midnight Fudge Non-Dairy Ice Cream. I'm gonna admit I don't really like chocolate, but I'm glad that you have an ice cream that's non-dairy. It's probably treating your tummy a little bit better and that you love.
Jen has been like getting on me about the Daily Harvest thing, and I'm like, first of all, I don't have a blender.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm glad you like it, Sharon. It has no interest to me. Like, I don't like smoothies. They don't do, like, they're not a filling thing for me. They're just another dessert. And I don't really like them. And then, yeah, I'm good.
I want to. Like, I love smoothies and things like that, but my problem always comes down to I don't have a blender. And then if I have a blender, listen, do you know what's going to happen? I'm going to make my Daily Harvest shake, and then I don't know what's going to happen inside that blender, but by the time I come back to it, there's going to be a whole creature inside. And when I open it, it's going to be like, what you doing? I'm going to be like, oh, throw this blender away. Like, that's
where did that horror come from?
That's my life. Listen, there's cabbage like right now.
It's like the alien exploding out. No, but it's frozen. That's the one thing with Daily Harvest. Everything is frozen until you blend it.
Yeah, exactly. Then once I blend it, who doesn't?
This isn't a random thing. My brain is having a hard time making the jump. I'm pretty good at Audra decoding, but right now I'm like, okay, you have your feelings. Oh, wait, Audra is frozen. Okay. I'm kicking her. Wait, no. No, I can't do that. Okay. I'm going to remove. She should be back. Oh, I think we can all. I mean, I don't have a blender either. I'm okay with that. What is going on? No. We're just going to pretend like Audra's here. And then if I see a Marco Polo, I'll figure it out. No, never mind. She's not here. It's like one of those, I've heard it on so many podcasts and things. You basically, from my knowledge, get frozen cups of different things that then you just have to throw it in your blender and it's a meal. But I'm not a smoothie person. But yeah, I don't like chocolate. I mean, I will eat things with chocolate, but it's not my preferred thing. So, meh. Let's see. Oh, speaking of, one moment. Just, multitasking on the internet. Wait. What was going on? Hold on. One moment, y'all.
StreamYard just went down.
So according to Audra, StreamYard went down, which doesn't make sense because y'all are here. So StreamYard
just went down.
Oh, sorry. StreamYard has been up to some shit lately. We're trying to figure out another streaming option, but it's kind of complicated. I'm gonna mute my... Oh, no. Wait. Never mind. Are you here?
Oh, wait. Okay, I completely forgot to turn down the volume. I'm such an idiot.
I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it just, like, it got mad. Then my internet was, like, disconnected because I was looking and it had all of the, like, it currently has all of the cha-cha-chas that tell you that your internet is fully connected. That's the actual...
Bars. Yeah, the cha-cha-chas. Better word.
I'm like, the cha-cha-cha. Because mine's, like, in that triangular shape. So it's, like, the cha-cha-chas. So I had to, like, wait for it to, like, blow out and then come back. So I'm here. And I forgot what I was trying to tell you is, did you forget about the Great Rice Pot incident? Remember that when I was like wasn't I talking to you at one point? And it like, remember, and it was horrid.
So this is what I was going to say. This is Liz basically already nailed it. Audra just isn't going to clean the blender. I feel it. That's what it is.
I need to get those little bullet ones because then I'll just like, because you're carrying it, you know? You're just carrying the actual blender, and then I put it in the sink. Like a whole blender, as soon as I pour stuff, it was pour it out and then walk away. Like it's over. It's just donezo. Like I don't know why. Like, well, I mean, I have ADD, but so
and I'm over here like lusting over your damn dishwasher, and like that would solve all your blender growth issues. And you're like, nah. But again, I don't actually want a blender. I don't care enough to want one.
When Audra's internet connects, cha-cha-cha real smooth.
Cha-cha right now.
Cha-cha real smooth.
Slide to the left. Oh, memories. School memories? I don't know. I don't know what the memories are. Yeah, the small bullet is probably fine. You probably can't do I feel like you probably might not have the strength for, again, something like Daily Harvest, but I don't know.
Honestly, my concern is, butthole blowout, if I'm going to be honest. So I'm sorry. That did not
No, it's fair. Because that's the thing. That was my thing with smoothies is, yes, it's fruit, but it's still a whole lot of sugar in one time for my body, plus usually dairy.
I cannot,
No, not a sponge blender, like an actual... There was a conversation about Daily Harvest, but it was an ice cream, but it turned into smoothie talk and then blowing out things.
So, Abby, I agree. Here's the thing. So I used to have, sorry, this is like a random ass conversation. I used to have like Home Chef and all this kind of stuff. Here, they're fantastic services. But the problem is, for me, was like, if I could choose to get the meals on a very specific day when I felt like cooking. Yeah. Because the problem is when you get it and you're like, I don't want to cook right now. And then you don't cook it. Like it has a short shelf life because it's fresh. You know what I mean? Like the majority of the time it's very, very fresh food. But if you don't cook it, and you have to look because they'll all tell you like the cook time, like how many days you have to cook it. They're not kidding. Like that chicken, if you go past like, I think it's like 3 days.
Chicken can fuck off and die too. I don't like chocolate and I don't like chicken. I like fried chicken, the rest of it. Here's the thing though. So Virginia, you're right. But if we don't actually care, from my perspective is I don't care enough about the things a blender can do for my life. Mm-hmm. To even think about the cleanup. I'm just like, I don't really need it. I don't have the space. I'm good.
And I'm hardcore ADD, ADHD. So what happens is I go, pour the smoothie in. I'm like, ooh, this is delicious. And then it's like, let me go ahead and clean the blender. Then I look to the side and I'm like, ooh, my brushes are dirty. Let me wash those. And I start doing like 75 other things. And then by the time I think about that blender again, it's been a week and
yeah. And even though tasks seem simple or small, with ADD and ADHD, it's not like how big or small the task is. It's like it just doesn't get thought about, even when you're trying to think about it. Or that's one perspective on it.
Yeah.
So it's gross, and chicken breasts are dry, and I will fight people about that.
First of all, if you have not had farm fresh chicken,
I have, but I will still take a chicken leg or a chicken thigh over a chicken breast.
Oh, I love me some chicken thigh and chicken wing, girl. Chicken wing.
Chicken wings I don't really care about.
Chicken wing, chicken wing.
I will take, but see, I know you don't eat beef. I would take a nicely cooked steak or a burger or vegetables over a chicken breast every day of my life.
I like it if it's fried.
Well, yes, fried.
Breast. I used to not like it if it was fried, but now I'm like, this chicken breast is kind of juicy.
Anyway, we were at one point. I mean, we could always talk about food. I'm always happy to talk about food. Yes, but
let's talk about food after.
We did say we were going to talk about makeup. So you want to go first with one of your favorites?
All right. I'm going to start from the bottom. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Is that a Drake song? I don't know about Drake.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I just knew him from his stupid dancing. Anyways, we're going to start from the bottom. I have this on. Y'all have probably heard me talk about this, but I am kind of just falling in love with this primer. It's the BH Paradise Prime Hydrating Face Primer. I have it on now. Listen, if you are a person who enjoys the silicone type primer, which I like, I don't know, I have oily skin, in case anybody's going to be like, I bought this and it sucks for me and Audra recommended it. I have oily skin. So with my oily skin, what I like about this is it keeps my skin hydrated, but it also gives a blurring effect. So I end up looking, because it just, like I said before, it's very similar to this Marc Jacobs Undercover Blurfection. And it feels really nice going on. And if you press it in, what I do is I put it into my hand and then kind of grab it in my hand, pat it on my face, and then kind of slowly press and then just massage it around. I love this. Everything sits very well on top of it. And I've used several different foundations on this. I've used the Juvia's Place. I have used my Marc Jacobs, and I have used other ones, one of which I'm going to talk about. I've used my Oma on it. It's just
Also, Rachel Joy, totally feel you. And I don't even know the Red Nurse Place that you mentioned earlier. I also wanted to I saw Bethany's comment, and I just have to say, Bethany said, I'm Southern. If I say I don't like chicken, I'd be disowned. I mean, I've already been disowned, so, and I am from the South, so it kind of goes hand in hand.
She's right.
Actually, technically disowned, but there's a story there. But you're not wrong. I was definitely a weirdo in the South, saying I don't really care about chicken. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, that beautiful primer sounds actually lovely. So,
and it's cheap, bitch. I think I paid $10 or $12 for it, and I was like, "Yes, I've
never really had the patience for anything that says a blurring primer, because I just don't trust any of that shit. But that BH one, I might try one day in the future, when either it shows up at Ulta or there's a sale big enough at BH for me to put in an order.
That's why I bought it. Okay. It was on sale.
You're not alone, Bethany. Oh, well, it's funny because I picked up a primer, and I keep fucking talking about it, but it doesn't change my feelings. The VDL Umi Layer Primer.
I know, boo.
It's basically a moisturizer. I would say it probably doesn't have. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know if it has the same amount. Well, I pumped out a whole pump. That was a mistake. But I don't know if it's as glowy as strobe cream, because I actually haven't owned strobe cream. But it has this I think the strobe cream you have is probably perfect for your skin tone or undertone. This one, I feel like it's a blue light glow. It's just this subtle alien-ish, but not so blue that you look sick.
I'm sorry.
It's true. And it's a really nice, lightweight primer that just feels like a moisturizer. I mean, you can't even see it on this camera, but it's just a really like nice subtle layer, and especially if I'm doing like just a concealer kind of day, I love the way my skin looks when I put down the primer first and then I'll just spot conceal. It has like a slight lemon scent that I like, kind of lemony, fresh, I guess I should say. And it just feels like it never feels too heavy. Even when okay. So VDL is more shiny than the strobe in the lightest shade. That's good to know.
I have, like, I'm doing like the pinky light.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
I actually have two different ones. I have the pinky light and I have the gold light, and this one's the pinky one. So, and you can actually, like, even in this terrible lighting, when I hit like right about there, you can see a little bit of pink come through.
Yes. And I would say, I know, like, I have a Yes Style code, Yes Style, blah, blah, blah. I bought this because it was on sale at Yes Style. And I was already putting stuff in my cart for skincare. And this was, like, I think half off what it originally is. I know not this round of 21 Days of Beauty, but I think last round, it was also one of the products that Ulta had on sale. So that might happen again for like the spring summer one. So I would probably wait to catch it on sale again when I run out of this. But I really like it. I think because the times I have tried primers in the past, they just feel really heavy and like suffocating. So I was like, primers are not for me. I'm not going to worry about it. And then I fell into the trap of this one, and I'm happy I did. So
that's how I felt. And now I have 1, 2, 3.
You have a lot of primers.
8. I have like 8 primers. I used to be like, fuck primer. Primer doesn't do anything. Who even cares about primer? Primer is just made up. And now I'm like, it's life. Primer is life. If you're not wearing primer, I don't know what to do with you anymore. Well, because primer serves so many different purposes. Like, you can just wear the primer by itself and put on like a little bit of powder, and then like go out if you don't want to put like foundation. Like, primer has so many more, and you don't do the same thing with moisturizer. Like, you can't. Like, you can, but if you wanted to like get a little bit of that skin shit going, where maybe your pores don't look like they're actually going to swallow someone whole, then like I will put on a primer first and then throw on some Givenchy powder because I'm a bougie.
Yeah.
And then I'll go on about my business. Listen, I can't help it that hurts my feelings every time I get it out. Like, every time I get out the Givenchy and I put it on my face, I'm like, you know what? This isn't like, it just, why does this hurt my feelings? It's $60.
If by hurts your feeling, you mean makes you feel fucking amazing.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I hate that. I hate that for me. Because I'm ruining the day that this like is empty, because I'm just gonna be like, well, it looks like it's time to give into that shit today.
No. That was not what I wanted to do. Okay.
Hello.
Oh no. Sorry, y'all. Tonight is the night. Wait.
Ew,
okay.
Crawfish tails. Who's eating that shit? No. Oh, gross. She said crawfish tails, and my body just. Which one is super perfumey? Is your VDL perfumey?
Oh, wait, no. It has a scent to it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to actually leave because I realized that I should just not do this right now. It has a scent to it, but it doesn't feel perfumey. I think the scent on the Oma foundation is stronger than the scent on this. If you have the Oma Stay Woke foundation.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing, like, I have a very sensitive sniffer, but what I'm gonna say is, if depending on where it is on my face, if it's on the perimeters or peripherals, which is like how I apply my makeup, like a lot of times I don't notice the smell. But if you are smell sensitive, then like, no, I think that's one of the reasons why I like some of these like silicone primers, because a lot of them don't have a scent. And if they do, it's very minimal. It's not something where you're like, look at all the perfume I just put on my face. So that's cool.
That's a good feeling to not feel that way. The Oma foundation, I almost mentioned it again tonight, but I didn't because I've talked about it a lot.
What's up, Deja? You got the Oma, you got the oh. I had problems. Listen. I'm gonna sit and be quiet now.
No, it's your turn to talk about a product, right?
Oh, it is. It is. Okay. Next up, speaking of Oma, I'm wearing this today, the Oma Stay Woke Concealer. Listen, Linda. I know that there are people who are like, it's so thick. Listen, I have heavy bags. I have heavy, dark bags, like bags and dark under eye circles. And the way this like kind of glides on my skin, I like the consistency. A lot of people, like, it depends on who you are. Like, if you don't want a thicker concealer, then you don't have to, because you probably have youthful, glorious skin that doesn't require this. You probably don't have bags that are as deep as Mississippi mud. But, like, I do. So I'm going to enjoy this for my life and keep using it. And I keep getting worried every time I get in there, because I'm like, is there enough? Am I going to have to buy more soon? Because you can't really see. Like, you can't, when products are brown in the tube. So anyway, this concealer is so thick and juicy, and it's like, and if you need to sheer it out. But if you don't care, like I just slash it all over this part, and then I just don't put foundation on this part of my face. Like basically this entire triangle has no foundation. Like none of this has foundation. This whole no foundation. So
I love your sound effects tonight, especially.
I know. I don't know what's going on with me. Like, I feel like I'm just amped up for no apparent reason. I'm so sorry. But I just really like this. And I find that also because it's thick, you can let it set for a little bit. You can just let it sit there on your face and then blend it out when you feel like it. And that's something that I enjoy. So I've been loving this. I've gotten back into using it because I think for a little bit I started using the Juvia's Place, which I also love, which could have been in this. Like it's probably going to be the next one that we do. But
yeah,
this is clutch. I mean, I can't listen. Even when I don't want to wear foundation and I'm wearing like mask face, I have to wear my mask out. I'll put the concealer on.
Yeah, I really like that because it is a thick texture, but it's not a drying thick texture.
Yes.
It's so creamy, and that's why you do need to let it kind of set down. That's why that technique works, because if you just go in really quickly, I feel like it spreads in a way that could actually be nice as like almost an all-over foundation, like really thin, blurred out. But under the eye, I feel like if you just put, like you do, like put the shape mostly where you want your coverage, let it set, and then go in and kind of tap it out. It's a pretty beautiful concealer. My only issue with it right now is I don't have the perfect color match, but it's a really nice formula.
Because it's like, it's luminous is the thing. And I think that people sometimes forget that a lot of luminous products are going to be a little thicker.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them are a little bit thicker if they're going to be luminous. Fun fact.
It's funny because I actually have a concealer as well, and this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I've talked about this one a lot, but I pulled it out last week, maybe when we were getting ready. And I'm not particularly in love with e.l.f. Like I don't find myself feeling like, oh yeah, they're one of those like affordable brands where I love their stuff. But I tried this on a whim. I have Fair Warm, and like when this settles, you can see I probably used a third of it. I can like see the light coming through, like that's how much I've used, and it's not quite as like thick as Oma, but it's still a pretty thick concealer, and it works a similar way. I would kind of put it and blend it out a tiny bit, and then and then blend it out. And I feel like it's creamy without being quite as creamy as the Uma one, but it's not as drying as like, I always think of Shape Tape because that's like my, the one I defer to. Hello, Mary. And because it's a little thicker, like I've realized I don't like the thinner concealers, not only because they don't cover for me, but I feel like they look dry really quickly.
Yeah.
And this, I would say, if you have that issue, one, I do that all the time, but I still remember, and this was from, it might have been a couple years now. I feel like it was Samantha Ravindall that did a video about spot concealing your face. And she used, like, I have these teeny tiny brushes from Refer. Better to see it on my, like, it's tiny. Like, it's the tiniest little, she was using a brush like this so that it was a very small amount of product on like the very reddest part that you're spot concealing, and she would go around and do like tiny spots on the pimples, and then either use a finger or sometimes a sponge to just kind of like tap, almost like tap into it and let it, and it kind of taps out. So rather than putting like a big circle of concealer around the whole spot, I felt like that technique was beautiful to see because she ended up spot concealing her whole face, and she struggles with acne. But it didn't look like there's all of this product on her face.
I don't spot conceal. I conceal everything. I conceal all of my sins.
Yeah.
Except for that one. There's one that's harder to conceal because there's legal documentation for that one, but I'm so sorry.
Nice. That's amazing. So, and I've had I found a lot of concealers that I've liked recently after using this. And so I came back to this last week, and I still really love it. I still like the Uma. I don't have quite the right color. I really like the Pat McGrath one, but that's like, I want it covered. This covers, but it doesn't feel quite as like, maybe quite as full coverage in a nice way. Yeah.
I'm just reading people's comments and like,
I know.
And so I gotta look and I'm like, let's see. I feel like I have so many concealers that I like. I feel like, and then I have ones that I thought that I liked, and I was like, wrong, bitch. But then there's other ones where I'm like, oh yeah, you were just a different color, because remember, like winter came and then the pandemic came, and then we just had to like stay inside, and so like I was high yellow when I bought a lot of stuff, and now I'm like, this is the wrong color.
And I think if I had actually tanned at all, like gotten any kind of sun this summer, I think some of the Oma concealers would have been perfect. But because I never quite got almost any color, I was just like, oh no. I am using, I believe it's L3. It's the one that's described as light with yellow undertones. I think it dries down a touch darker than I would like, but usually I only notice it when I swatch. By the time I'm putting it on my face and blending it out, I don't really notice it. So.
Oh, Sarah, the Marc Jacobs does as well.
But that's for you, remember?
Yeah, for me, yes, for me, correct. My Marc Jacobs stays on. Thank you for reminding me.
I'm like, makeup is objective. Everyone's skin is different.
I discovered the other day that the Marc Jacobs stays on and doesn't get all fudged up. Look at me not using the F word for a second.
We will have to give you, whenever we do this butt of the world box for you, Feffy, we'll include it. Because I think I tried the original matte one and I was like, nope, this is not for me. The hydrating one, though, is really nice. Yeah.
I don't know why I have so many burps. Did you say?
So interesting, because I know a couple people that like that, but I know, Audra, your experience
with the Born to Glow
concealer was terrible.
I just did not like it. Nope. That NYX Born to Glow concealer for me, and I think the thing is, if you have like purple deep bags, it just, all it did was like enhance them. And it just like made them scream at people. It made them shinier so everybody could really see my bags. And everybody, every time I was like walking around, they were like, do you need help with your luggage? And I was like, no, thank you, I've got it. Like I was like independent woman in a romantic comedy. So
and I think the thing with that, so I tried that foundation and I really like it. But if it has that level of glow in a concealer, I could see that being an issue. Whereas like these kind of concealers I've been loving lately with the Oma and the NYX, the Oma and the e.l.f., they are creamy and forgiving in that way, but they're not sparkly or shimmery in any way. So
bye, Mary.
Oh, bye, Mary. Oh, wait.
I'm gonna get in the shower and pretend I want to go to work.
I want the Hourglass concealer because of Audra and because of other people.
God. But because the Hourglass concealer, yo, that concealer. First of all, that concealer makes me question why I ever have sex with men. But then, it really does. Every time I put it on, I'm like, why do I even mess with y'all? I'm looking too good for a straight cis male. Like, I look way too good for you. Like, no, get away from me.
How
like,
dare you even speak to me?
Yes, I put that concealer on. I'm such a bitch. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Ladies only. Go on.
That is the way
Women
to be.
that know how to appreciate me when I have on my Hourglass concealer. She's gonna wait for me to get mine. So like, so that is how I view makeup in terms of sexualness.
I'm going to try this camera thing one more time. I think I have it muted. I'm just warning everybody now instead of just doing it.
Can you have your side muted, this one, and then do your other one? Like have the current one muted.
I think I have.
Oh, you did it a fancy way. Okay, fine. Oh,
so I wanted to show. This is the e.l.f. the concealer, and you can see like the Oma is even thicker than this. It would have more product there, but yeah. And I don't know if you can really see, but my hand has there. You can see a little bit of the glow from the primer. So anyway, I'm going to have this on the back burner. We're not going to be in every stream, but I just wanted to show that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm using my cell phone as a better camera for when I need it, because this webcam doesn't show swatches or things well. And welcome, Gabby Glow.
Garbage.
Wait, does that mean it's my turn? Because you mentioned. Oh no, is it your turn again?
Yeah, I think it's me.
Okay.
Also have this on tonight. Everything I'm going to talk about I have on tonight. I'm going to quit saying that because it's making me look foolish. All right, so the next thing, listen, I started playing with this again and I was like, bitch, why did I stop wearing you? You're so amazing. It's the Becca Skin Love Weightless Blur Foundation. Look at it. Okay, so this is, it's here and like at the top of my mouth. It's down my nose a little bit, and then it's like around this perimeter area because, you know, I did a lot. Like I got a big forehead and I got to conceal a lot of it. So that's what the concealer was for. But this foundation, it's so pretty and it just looks beautiful, and I always feel like so glowy and like natural. Like I'm like, I eat granola. Like that's how I feel. I don't eat granola as much as I should. That's neither here nor there. But I just feel very like pretty and natural. I think that's what I like about this foundation is it's just a very like natural looking, like this is my skin. And unless somebody like saw you put it on. Yes, Bethany. Like really, this is the one where unless somebody saw you put this on, they would think that was just the way that your skin looks. They would just be like, oh, is that your skin? You're like, yes, that is my skin. So
I kind of wish I'd picked that up on sale. Or also, I wanted to say, actually, this comment was a good one. So Honey is over here saying, I'm torn, the mint cherry packaging from Marc Jacobs or the matte Christmas collection, because she's talking about holiday things. And I think Amanda has it right on the nose. Just wait a few months. Both will be at TJ Maxx and Marshalls.
Yes, because I really want that all over body glow that he has in that giant. Because here's the thing. Here's the problem that I have. I always say, oh, I'm not a sucker for packaging. But it's
but you're realizing you are.
It's a 10% lie. It's a 10% lie. Because here's the thing. There's something about this big ass. Like I think it's because it's big like my face. Do you know what I mean? Like I have a big fucking face and a big fucking compact, and it gives me joy. And then you open it and you're just like, let's see if I can do it. And when you open it, it's just like so big. It's so big. You know, it gives you, hi Tyrion. It gives you like the feeling that you're just like, you know, in movies where they're spying, like that's what it feels like where you're like, is that you're 12 o'clock?
I think because it's also so thin. It's such a there's not space for you, sir, right now.
He does
I have
not
too
care.
many makeup things. You're gonna destroy everything, and I'm not in that kind of mood right now. But I think it's because his packaging is thin but like giant, and I don't own any of his like compacts, any of his face things. So yeah, either it's gonna be on super sale on his own website, or it'll be at Marshalls or TJ Maxx. So
because this almost made it, and it's my Oma Beauty highlighter, which I am wearing, and it almost made it. But again, it's big. It has a huge ass mirror. Look how fucking big this is.
nice.
And like,
Yeah.
it smells so good. Like I just
Looks
lost
like
my.
your
I'm like,
face. I love it. I
it
love
smells like
it.
coconut. Coconut smells. If it smells like coconut, then there's a very good chance I'm going to stupidly purchase it. So like, just leave me alone. The amount of things that I purchase because it smells like coconut is too high.
Okay, I'm torn because two things I have to talk about fall into two different. I'm just going to talk about scent.
Okay.
A Fenty Gloss Bomb smells like candy, watermelon, candy fruit. I know a lot of people don't like it. I fucking love this scent. But I also love. So I rebought this a couple months ago after. I say this all the time. This was the gloss when it first released. This was the gloss that got me back into glosses. I went through an entire tube of it in a year. That was fucking good for me back in 2018, whenever this was. And then I bought another one when they did a sale recently-ish. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning, Charlie. Sorry.
And I picked it up actually again last week. I was using it here and there, but I picked it up, I think, when we were doing our soothing makeup thing last week.
Yeah.
And it's just such a lovely color, but it's not a lot of color. And I think also because I've picked up so many of those Propa neutral colors that even though they don't really need a gloss, this is going to be a really beautiful, like, and I just swatched it, so I'm going to show you. This is going to be a really beautiful, like, gloss to layer on top.
Ooh, that does look so sparkly.
But it's not one of those glitter glosses where I feel the glitter at the end of the, like, during the course of wearing it.
I might try to get like one, but it's like, yeah. I'm super sensitive to that glitter shit. And like, I don't know how or why, but it's like the second it hits my lips, I'm like, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? But I just do that the whole time. Like, well. Yeah. Like I've torn up my lips with glitter before.
And that's the thing. So the Diamond Balm, which actually I think you sent me the one, I tried that back when I was loving this, and the glass, the Diamond Balm one that they did, I hated it because I could feel it, and it would like wear off, and then there would be glitter there. And I remember I tried it in the winter time, and it like, I tried it literally twice, and it tore up my lips. Yeah. Because it would like fade away, then there would be glitter. And also Gabby. So I actually think the doe foot on this is also one of the reasons why I love it, because it's oversized, but I don't mind getting gloss everywhere. Like I don't. Really,
but also, like, Emily, you have good, like, you have lips.
If you have small thin lips, then this,
which you don't. So like, I'm just pointing out that you are a fuller lipped lady. Yes,
that's what I'm saying. If you have thin lips, this big doe foot would probably be a pain in your ass. But for me, I quite like it. I use so many different lip products. I use a Laneige sleeping lip mask, but I'm always on the hunt for a better one, a better option. It's good, but over the last like year, I've realized like I don't love it the way I loved it even like 2 or 3 years ago. And then I like the Jack Black lip balms for regular use, but I would really like something even better for my like nighttime lip balm.
Yeah, I just use like I'll sugar scrub my lips and then like move on about my day.
Yeah, no, because like it's not about scrubbing. I mean, scrubbing is important, but like I have perpetually really dry lips, and so it's always a annoyance. Oh, good night, Erin. Oh, at 1:44 in the morning. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, you're there. All right. And that's why you look so smart.
And I think it's the fine shimmer in glosses that my lips, depending on the formula, can handle more than these, like, I don't know, it just depends. But the Fenty one works for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't I'm good with a balm. Like for me, for my lips, as long as I take care of the extra skin and do a.
And Faye, I still love you. Faye is the resident hater into glosses
You
here,
know what,
announcing how
Faye?
much she hates the smell and the goop. And Faye is also kind of a Fenty. I'm not going to call you a stan, but Fenty is what got you back into makeup. So I know you've tried. You tried, but you don't like it. That's okay.
Yeah, I just for my lips, Sarah, I get like what I like to do is because of the way that my lips are, though, right? Like I just. And I feel like that might be a thyroid issue, but like I'll get an overproduction. And so as long as I take care of the extra skin that continuously tries to show up on my lips 1 to 2 times a week with a scrub, then I'm good. I can put most balms on. But fun fact, any lip balm that you are using, if you are using it and it starts to like make your lips dry and uncomfortable, chances are it's old. And you don't realize how old it is and the ingredients are breaking down. So stop using it, throw it away, get something new. Just
also, I fucking hated the GlossierBalm.com. I had a tube. I struggled to use it. I hated it. I don't like it. So
normally it's me having these fits, so I'm really excited.
Me and lip balms, I have struggled. Like I don't like Carmex and Blistex and like a lot of the popular drugstore ones. Those do that cycle of just drying my lips out more. Hi Shannon. But oh yeah, they are just a permanent line in neon packaging. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't like the Glossier ones. I'm even weird to try I know the e.l.f. ones are getting a lot of positive reviews right now, but I've also heard they're a dupe of the Glossier one, so I was like, stay away. Yeah, really the Jack Black ones.
Literally every time you say Jack Black, I think of actual Jack Black. And it makes me crazy because all I see is him running around being like, Jack Black! And I'm like, ugh.
Do I have it over here? It's the, if nobody knows, it's the blue and black tubes. That's probably my go-to, and they're pretty affordable. They're practically drugstore in my head. But a lip mask, oh yeah, I want to try lanolin or just Lanolips or just a lanolin nipple cream. Actually, I've heard that can work as a good alternative because a lot of those nipple creams are just straight lanolin, and that's the active ingredient in some lip balms, including Lanolip and the old Bite Agave lip mask. So,
Deja. See, this is the problem. We know each other way too well because we were both like, we did.
The Milani Fruit Fetish balms are good, but I don't think of them as like a nighttime restorative balm. I think of it as like a daytime, like throw it on my lips, it feels fine. But I want like a nighttime one that just, I don't know, does the thing.
But those like Kapari glossies, listen, they're kind of messing up my life because they're kind of amazing. And every time I put it on, I'm like, oh, like every time I put those glosses on, you could always tell, especially if I'm like on my Instagram story or something, because suddenly I'm talking like this, like, hi everyone.
Is this the one that you like? The
yes.
Dr. Lips? That's
Dr.
what I
Lips
try
is
next.
the shit. I love Dr. Lips. It feels amazing. And it's the thing that I like about it is when you put it on, it doesn't just like disappear onto your lip. Like you can have it on for a long period of time.
I'm gonna have to try that one for a nighttime, because that's the thing is like I don't want to sleep with my lip balm physically by me, but I do put lip balm on like as skincare, and so I like to go to sleep with it. But I like a little bit more of an intensive one.
Yeah, the Dr. Lip is my favorite. In fact, I gotta buy some more because I ran out, and I'm like I like the Kapari, but I like the Kapari for daytime. So
yeah,
Scribble.
I love it. Okay,
all right.
What's your next favorite?
My next favorite is also, I said I wasn't going to say it again, but I'm saying it anyway.
On your face.
Prime Beauty. Oh. It's a bronzer. It's Chocolate Liddy. I have look. Okay, these are so beautiful. Like this, you would think like when you look at it, it just looks like okay. like a lot of bronzers do in general, especially when you're deeper toned. This is a thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is when you're deeper toned, a lot of bronzers look hella flat. So it's very difficult for people with rich skin tones to find bronzer because they all look just flat AF to us. But when you put it on the skin, the angels come from on high. The birds start tweeting. The bees, they come. They make you some fucking honey. I just want you to know, it's fantastic. And I love it so much. I have it in 2 colors. Like I have it in my summer shade and I have it in my winter shade. I bought both because I was like, yes, this is going to happen. And Keisha's the one who put me on to Prime Beauty. And like a lot of people will be like, didn't you see a video with Jackie? Yeah, after Keisha told me, like, that's who told me about these. And I'm sticking with it. Keisha put me on to Prime Beauty and I ain't mad.
And I am not mad that they don't have a lighter color bronzer, but if they ever expand, I will buy one from Prime Beauty because I hear the formula is great. But I looked and I was like, they're all too deep for me. That's great. I don't like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm just sad I get to miss out on the formula.
Like I use this brush to apply it because I was like, I'm just going to kind of go all over. And you just start going like this and you're like, I look amazing. Fuck the world. Like,
it looks like you have like a great sculpt without it being like it's contour kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's what I like is it doesn't leave that like, that gross. Yes. Thank you. Like a perfectly toasted bun. Because a lot of these, honestly, there are some bronzers or maybe it's just people's application and to each their own.
Yeah.
But some people, there's like a very defined line in between where they put their bronzer on and then like the rest of their face. It's like bronze and then like not bronze. And I think that that's weird. To me, I'm warming up my whole face. So like, if
also,
I'm warming up my
Lydia
face.
and Floralisa. Welcome.
Hi. So yeah,
it looks gorgeous on you. It really does.
Thank you.
That's so good. I also wanted to comment for Elise who mentioned Vaseline and other people. That also doesn't work for me. Like I'm with Isabel, who's another lemon tree, who's saying like, if your lips happen to just be in good shape, I'm sure Vaseline can work because it's an occlusive. It seals it in. But like, I've tried. There are so many options I've tried. Also, welcome Cat Rented Fashion. But yeah.
What Vaseline is good for is liquid lip. Yeah, thank you. Like that's what Vaseline is good for. Vaseline is fantastic for a liquid lip because it seals the moisture into your lips before you put on that crusty ass lip. And then your lips don't feel dry and cracked. But
much love to you.
I would not. I personally, I don't like Vaseline for my lips overnight because it sinks in. So while you are sleeping, it kind of dries out and then you wake up at some random time like, and your lips are screaming for like something to put on, which is something that I rarely experience with most of my lip balms. And I'm a fairly good lipped person with the exception of the peeling. So for me to wake up like that, I was like, no.
And you can totally, in my opinion, should sleep with lip balm. Yeah. And also, I am like, okay, this has been the struggle of my life. I drink more water than any person in my life. Mm-hmm. I know that doesn't mean I'm hydrated, but I try.
But to be fair, Emily, I don't drink, you see me, I drink hardly any water. Saying. I drink mostly booze. Like I'm built of booze and sarcasm and just like a side of bitchiness. And like, I don't know why I seem
you're like, I just get some extra skin on my lips and I'm just like.
Yeah, because like, yo, I literally drink water like when I have forced myself to just be like, all right, like I'll drink wine specifically to have water. Because I'm like, if I have wine tonight, I will wake up thirsty AF and I'll have to drink some water. That's where I am.
Like, how do I hydrate my lips? How do I do it?
It's just natural though. You're just naturally like that. You have to do the thing. So like, thank you, Bethany. I've said that forever because every time somebody says like, oh, you just got to keep drinking water. I'm like, bitches, I have had periods of my life where I have literally not had actual water for weeks. Like I had beer, Dr. Pepper. and wine and tequila and vodka, not a stitch of actual just like plain water. And I still looked hydrated as fuck. So you cannot.
This should be merch. And also, and that's my thing, is if I don't drink, like, water does help me. Like, I will get fucking migraines if I don't. Like, if I go, like, I remember I would go, especially around the holidays, working at the bakery, like, days and days, like, drinking more water than, again, a lot of my coworkers, but not drinking as much, and drinking more caffeine and being more stressed. And usually it'd be like, oh, here's my weekend migraine to fuck me up for the 2 days I have off in between busy season. Cool. So yeah, I will play around. Oh, I've heard they are fancy.
Like, so good. It is so good. It is so good. Listen, this is one of those few times in my life where, because like normally between Dr. Lip and Hanalei, normally I'm that bitch being like, I'm just going to steal the Burt's Bees from the Walmart. You didn't hear that from me. And instead, I got those and I was like, bitch, why is this so, what kind of magic? So yeah.
Oh. I love this conversation. Thank you all. And thank you for letting me be the intense, crazy person that I feel like I am when it comes to talking about lips and lip balm and hydration and like my struggle for literally, I would say, at least 20 years of my life. So yeah. But it's funny that you were talking about face and bronzers and such, because Dawn, motherfucking Dawn, the Neon MUA and Midas Cosmetics face palette. Mine looks beat up to hell because I like to destroy and rebuild things. Literally, I don't know if I've shown this on camera.
Hi, Tyrion.
Tyrion being Tyrion. So I have this thing, and this I think kind of started with Sincerely Alex makeup, where trying to turn palettes into magnetic palettes. The theory of that is that you could pop them out. I could travel with just a highlighter or a highlighter and a blush or whatever. So that's what I did. I turned it into a magnetic palette. So I could take this out if we ever travel again, and just take a blush with me, or just take a highlighter, or just take a bronzer or a contour. But in the process of doing that, I also gashed the bronzer, but it's useful, and I use my makeup. So, and I want to show you. So when I used this on camera and our Get Ready With Me, I felt like, I think people could see it, but the highlighter in particular, this highlighter,
I know.
So if you are like me and you're maybe not super into the ColourPop, this is like a ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in a palette. And that is also why mine is like beat up, because if you press it too hard, it's like a putty. The other ones are powders, but this highlighter is just everything. I'm gonna swatch it and then I'll come back. And I do think the bronzer and the contour is really nice, especially for fair skin and fair with a slight yellow tone. But the highlighter is glass skin in a damn... Yeah, okay. Okay.
No, I'm sighing in joy. I'm like, because I have the... Like, I don't know how many of y'all got to see it with the actual highlighter in it.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah. I think maybe just once.
Yeah, like this. Listen, she just screaming my name.
The blush in that one. So the blush in this one is buildable. It's a little sheer for me on first application, but I will just build it up. And I think it really makes sense for people that are a little scared of blush. And same for the bronzer and the contour. I like that they are sheer because they're buildable. It's not just that they're sheer and they never move or they never build, but you can kind of layer and something, oh, bitch. It's doing the same thing that mine does on my skin to your skin.
Yeah,
I love that. Just that like wet, shiny.
Yes, it just looks like
Um,
it's like so you just look so like just
yeah.
effortlessly flawless
And
without
the other
having to put in
thing
all that work.
the other thing that I realized, and I bet this would work for you. So, okay, so this is a very pinky peach blush, but one day I dipped into the blush and the bronzer and just dip,
Ooh.
dip, 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 and applied them and kept doing that. And it's like a gorgeous, like neutralized, like just a beautiful blush that's not too pinky tone. And I would if anybody has these palettes, I bet it would work for any of the palettes. Either tap a little contour on top or a little bronzer on top of your blush, or
Yeah.
mix it on the brush to get like a neutralized blush that's not as intense as or as pink or bright and rich as yours is. So, but I love it. It has a great big mirror. Like, I mean, it's not a huge mirror, but it has a pretty big mirror. Um, it's like feels like something you can kind of throw around, but it's gonna stay together. Like it's a
Yeah.
cardboard packaging, but it's not too bad. Is the audio weird for anybody, or is it
No,
just me?
that's fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure. But yeah, the mixing the bronzer and the blush, I just think that it's a great way to. Oh, I like that, Gabby. You're right. A super shock highlighter and a deeper skin tone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry,
I would
Leah.
definitely say, like, don't feel, like, if you're not one for contour, or if you're not, like, I was really curious about the formula more than anything. And I also wanted to, like, see what Midas could do with the bronzer and the blush.
Mm-hmm.
So I was glad I bought it. But, like, if you don't contour, or if you're not even huge into bronzer or anything like that, like, watch reviews, look at what people are talking about, see.
Yeah,
And
because
if
I'm
you
not a huge contour person unless I'm trying to make my Anglo nose. I just remember saying that, like, look at me, I look so Anglo. And I was like, what the hell's wrong with me?
like I said, I'm very happy I bought it, but I understand why. One, it's not a product that everyone might have freaked out over, or two, you also might have a little trouble finding the right color. That is something I've seen, is there are still jumps in a four palette release, which I think
Yeah.
is a good proof. Like, I think what Darius, Nana Mue, and Midas did is amazing, but I still think there's work that can be done.
Yeah.
And I think it's proof at how expansive the industry is, and how it's not just one person, one brand that needs to put in the work.
Yeah, and like you said, I think a big part of it is it's proof that you can hit a large demographic. You know what I mean? Instead of just hitting, because I feel like that's one of the reasons why a lot of us just started hating face palettes in the first place, because you were like, I can use the highlighter and it's gorgeous, but everything else in here is trash to me. So it reaches a point where, like, you're like, oh, I like the blush, but the highlighter's trash. Like, everything else is trash. Most face palettes left a lot to desire. So yeah, Erin, she's so
Thank you,
cute. She's like a little
Erin.
fairy, like a little
Thank
fairy.
you. Okay, so what is next for you? What's your last favorite?
My last favorite is something I picked up during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, which, do you know, my dumbass has been like waiting for them to put out like the 20th and 21st, like they didn't start on the 30th of August. Moving on. I've been annoyed. I'm like, why don't they just show me what's going to be on the 20th and 21st? Why are they
I didn't
hiding
realize
it
it was
from me?
over.
It's going to be over
or it's
on the 19th.
over. Okay.
So,
yeah.
like, and I just didn't understand why you wouldn't just start it even, like, anyways.
Yeah,
But,
I agree.
like, that just bothered me. I'm like, just start on the first, you idiots. But anyway, it's this petite and pretty, fully feathered, volumizing mascara. Listen, there's so much light. I love this shit. I've never even heard of this brand. Listen, I was just like, oh, that looks fun. Like, because I had the free shipping, and I was like, and it was like, I don't know, it was cheap, and I was like, I'll get it. And any of my patrons who were here and saw my behind the scenes, y'all know that there's too much mascara, and I still, like a clown, bought some more. And also,
I haven't even watched that one yet, and I know that there's too much mascara. Like, you don't have to say that to me.
But I'm going to keep my head at this angle so that you can see that they are, in fact, fully feathered lashes. And let me try to do it on this angle. What my name is. So it's actually really pretty. Now, here's the thing. I know Emily's like, hourglass is terrible for me.
It's not just it would destroy my eyes. I'm glad it doesn't destroy your eyes. I'm glad it doesn't destroy everyone's eyes, but
if you were a big-eyed bitch like myself, the hourglass.
There you go.
The hourglass shape, what it is for is your lower lashes. That's what it's for. That's why they do it. Because I was like, why the fuck do they do it? It's actually because they.
But then how does it work for my upper lashes?
It still works for that, but it also like you still.
It doesn't, though.
You do. Well, not for your eyes. I'm talking for big-eyed bitches. Big-eyed bitches go like this and then do this. And then it's ideal to, like, because of the curve, you put it in on your lower lashes and it just, like, easily does it without, like, stamping the rest of your face like some of those straight ones do. Straight people ruin everything. So sorry. So it just, I really enjoy it. And I listen, I put it on like thinking it was going to be trash. Cause I was like, I just bought some random ass brand.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Petite and Pretty. It seemed like it was, I don't want to insult the mascara cause I don't care. It's not for me, but the name seemed like kids makeup.
Yeah. Imagine my surprise. And it's like cute packaging. It's got like palm trees, which look, you guys, listen. There's a motherfucking bird of paradise on this. If this wasn't made for me, I don't know what was.
Alex! The heteros make me upset-ero. Perfection.
There is legit a like lashed bird of paradise. I'll try to take a picture for y'all and put it on the stories, the Instagram stories. Because now that I've just seen that, it can't be unseen. And I'm like, this was made for me. And they need to collaborate with me now and be like, caca! And have weird commercials with me doing that.
I love that. You should do that. You should propose that. Be like, we'll do a sponsored section of my ad. I'll do a whole Precious Perfect for big-eyed bitches. Small-eyed, and then the competing mascara can be like, our brush is perfect for small-eyed sluts.
There we go. Yep.
Oh, I'm glad you walked into that moment.
Emily, when aren't we having some kind of moment? I'm just asking like a legit question.
On that note, I'm going to distract you with Pretty Shadows. So it kind of cheated for my last one because I started with this thought because I thought I wasn't going to have 5 choices. And then I ended up finding 5 things, but I pulled out 6 different shadows that I've just been loving. Because here's the thing, when a lot of people do favorites, they're going to talk about, a palette they love. I don't fucking love any palette right now, but I have like multiple shadows that I love, and I'm going to do camera phone again. And I will show you the palette first.
What?
So.
Holy shit.
So what we have in here is the 2 shadows on the left are from Shine by SD. The shadow on the top right, that's like flipping from like gold to red, is Asteria by Davina. The one below Asteria is from Terra Moons. We have in the middle Adept, the Diamond Shadow ACD5, and then JD Glow Seaweed, one of their multi-chromes. And so here's the thing. So this top swatch is one of the Shine by SD. It's one of their take on like the iridescent chameleon kind of formula. And then that green to gold is also Shine by SD. And then we have JD Glow, and you're not even getting the shift on that. And then Terra Moon.
Don't even, because like if anybody is looking at it like I am right now with their mouth open and their eyes wide, you're doing fine. Continue. Because I've been sitting here like.
And then, so that one that's next to JD Glow, that's a Terra Moon Iridescent Chameleon, and you see it goes from green to like peach. I believe that one is Lunar Spectrum. Asteria is next, and it looks so red, but that's one of those shadows I will do a one shadow look with, and it's like brown, red, green. I did it recently, which is why I thought about it. And then ACD5 from Adept is the best color that they have. I swear, I will put all my money on it. And I'm gonna mess with my lighting a little bit.
I was like.
So you see why, like, the shifties that happen in the iridescent ones, like, they're all gorgeous, shiny shadows. And and yeah, I love them. I'm gonna remove this camera. So I just love them. They're just pretty. They're pretty. Yes, the Terra Moon shadow showing you is Lunar Spectrum. And I feel like I have shadows that are like inner corner, lid, all over. They're pre-ordering, I think. I think it's all pre-order. It's just like, this is what I look for in eyeshadows. Like, fuck your Urban Decay and your Tarte and your Too Faced. Like, that.
Yeah. I need eyeshadow to make me feel like, for instance, I want to either look like I am an alien. I'm a space alien. Okay. Yep. I want to be a space alien. I want to have just come up from the sea.
Good night, Lydia.
Night, Lydia. I just want to
Gabby,
I want to come up from the sea.
You're going to be the ultimate sea witch in sea.
I know. Thank you.
I'm so glad you got it.
Or like I stepped out from the dark cave of Hecate with my hounds.
I have a really smoky eye look that I want to do with one of these Terra Moon iridescent ones to show you how they're not just like white shades. Not just you, but other people too. I feel like maybe you didn't say that. I don't know. I feel like some people are like, oh, they're just like whatever.
Oh, the iridescents.
Yeah. The ones that just kind of look white.
I love
I'm not calling you out. I'm just like, but I have this. I have a look in my head for one that's like very dark and smoky, which is not normally my thing. But I just need to get my guts together to do.
So I arranged my shit the other day. That sounded weird. But like, these are all of my JD Glow ones.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the name of this, but I love this. It's this shade right here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to show it. I don't have the wherewithal or the soberness to do the double camber thing at this point, but this is what it looks like on my finger. And it's weird because it's like blue jeans.
I don't think I have that one, but it makes me think of like maybe a more blue version of Good God, which is like top tier favorite.
It's very glittery, but it's like gold, but also blue. So, and that's why I said it reminds me of like blue jeans, and I can't figure, because you know how jeans are like blue, but like also not blue. That's what this reminds me of, where it's like the interwoven fabric. And let me see if I can kind of. Oh, there we go.
Oh, Panther, it's funny. So Panther said, I love Lunar Spectrum and Lightyear. They're so good. Lightyear I almost picked, or even Saturn's Ring. Yeah, they're just... Oh, but Red Giant is the one I want to play with over black, because it has this red flip to it, and I think over a smoky eye, it would look demonic in like the
And
best
I just
way.
found like a new, it's been here, but I found a new little brand that I'm about to... this is going to come, this is going to be Patreon. The patrons made this happen, but I just found them like, I'm about to buy all this shit. So I always get excited. I'll tell you after.
Okay, because it makes me think there was a palette that I saw from a brand you asked me before that I meant to show you, because it looks spooky and amazing. But I don't know if I actually saw the whole palette. I think I might have just seen a preview, like a sneak peek for it.
Maria, it's because if they don't have, like some of them, if they don't have it in stock at all or the stuff for it, they won't put it up.
So I also think that they put them in their section called special edition rather than I'm gonna click the link. It's not a affiliate or any shit like that. That's the seaweed link.
How are you doing, love? I hope you're doing well. I'm so sorry. I saw Selena here.
That's okay.
We're on Instagram, and so she is absolutely stunning. And I just wanted to say hello because I saw you there. So
you're buying that? Are you buying that? That's the one with the doggy on the front. Have you seen the inside of that one? Do you want to see the inside while we're live?
I have no idea what's happening with this whole situation, and I know that you said copacetic, and I'm pretty sure people have shown this to me, and yet, show me. I'm like, show me, because my brain just literally, because like everybody has shown me and talked about it, and I swear, and this is also why I don't get caught up on brand names, because I will never remember. And I know that, like, the fact that some of y'all will sit here and be like, oh, yeah, that's that palette from 2016. I'm like, y'all are magic. You're okay, a wizard, so Patty.
Remember this one? Do you remember this artwork? Yes. Okay, so it was revealed. So this is the inside, but it's like all textures. It's called the companion because it's meant to be put, just like played with and put on all these different ways. And these are like swatches.
I'm going to need you to understand that as soon as you said it's all textures, my stomach legitimately went, raw. So I want it. And since my stomach agreed.
And what I wanted to say, if you're seeing this, so this is a palette with Copacetic Cosmetics. It's in collaboration with M. Jones 5018. The thing that I really like about, and so like some people might see these pictures and be like, wow, that's a lot of texture, and maybe it's not in the best way. But like, her photos are not filtered. She Correct. Is a person with texture and things on her skin, and she does not filter them. And this look is using some of the palette shadows. But like, she plays with glitter and shine and texture and color. And it's funny how like, and this is more swatches from the palette.
Well, and see, here's the thing that I like about this, because I feel like there's a lot of iridescent or like certain shadows that realistically, if they would sell them like that and say like these are meant to be companion shades, like just straight out, I think it would work better marketing wise, because I think sometimes like they're just like shimmers, like even the Terra Moon, some of them that I have right now, where it's like if you had marketed these as like put this on top of like a bold ass multi-chrome and then you'll just be stunting, bitch. That's fine, but I think sometimes everybody's like so interested in marketing as having duo or multi-chrome.
Yeah.
And when people are disappointed by any of the shiftiness of it, it's like, because that's not what it was. It's like a lot of them should be topper shades, and there's nothing wrong with being a topper shade. Like the whole Adept Diamond is like, that's the whole point. Like, so it's like,
well, and here's the thing is I used to like, I definitely used to shit talk topper shades, but I think it's because they were also bad quality.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't as nice of a quality, whereas now, okay, I'm gonna close out of that, but there was a comment that she had live swatches from Lily Black Beauty. So yeah, and so I actually reached out to Copacetic because I didn't see a lot of information coming out about the pre-order, and it seems like they're still kind of figuring it out. But anyway, toppers, like I used to hate on them. I used to kind of say like, no, I want full impact colors. And then I kind of realized how really good toppers are. They can be full impact on their own, like the diamond shade from Adept. So not every one of their diamond shadows to me is a topper. A lot of them are high impact, but this one I could put just on my inner corner, like, and pack it on, and it's like bright pink and sparkly. But I can also put it all over my lid on top of a color and on a little bit of glitter glue for me, and then it's like totally fucking changes the look. So I'm way more accepting of like things that are toppers. And even in this palette, like two of the ones that look the most textured, I think they're literally like pressed flakies. And I'm okay with trying that because loose flakies are like a really kind of a thing happening in indies. I don't want loose shit. So I'll try a pressed situation to give it a try.
Sophie, to answer your question, no, I do not find that bronzer highlighter combo products are better.
Oh yeah.
It depends on the brand, but for the most part, I find that there's, like, for instance, okay, I think that you can do blush and highlighter. Those tend to be better.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to stress so much about like how exactly matching. Like this is the one from Colored Rain. This is the Power, which I think that these are on sale right now. Like there's a whole, like I feel like the whole Power set is on sale right now.
Yeah, they're trying
and
to.
This is my day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's easier to do a blush and highlighter duo than it is to do a highlighter and bronzer duo. I feel like a lot of brands have not quite figured out bronzer because they haven't figured out that you can make cool or warm, and that they need to advertise it as such. That's another problem, is that they're not advertising whether or not it's a cool or warm bronzer. And I know people would be like, that should just be so simple. And like, well, we do.
The brands are not doing
consume.
it. Yeah.
And
the brands are not doing
it. We consume it, and also like, not everybody who's into beauty is like really looking at, like, I don't necessarily look at whether or not something's cool or warm. I just look at something, I'm like, I like it, it's pretty, right? Because I have difficulties with that whole, like, because the descriptions versus what I think of are two different things. So I'm like, it's warm, but they're like, that's cool. I'm like, okay, well then it's cool.
Good night, Maria. I love how you said this. Those coloring duos are bomb, every single one of them. I don't know if they're Coloring and I are on speaking right now, but still, yeah.
Girl.
And I think here's the thing is, I think you're right on the money in that brands don't understand bronzers well enough to do them in duos at all.
Correct.
For me, I would almost rather, but I also kind of feel that way with highlighters, because I feel like brands never go deep enough and they never go light enough. Correct. I would rather see, like, even like a brand like Colored Rain, I honestly would have rather seen those as blush duos.
Yeah,
Give me two blushes and a thing. Even do a highlighter duo, and it's like the light highlighter duo, the medium highlighter duo. It's kind of like what Hannah Smoky Glow did with her Midas collection. Now, there wasn't a range, it was just one, but there was two options. But I think that doing like highlighter and blush, or blush and bronzer, it's rare that they all work for you.
Correct.
And this was one of the rare times that this did work.
This bitch is so busted. If you knew, because I can't open it up because this camera won't do it.
Chocolate whatever.
This is chocolate geode from Becca. Yeah. I should have bought a new one because like I dropped this and then I just like put it all back in and I was like, my precious, and I keep using it. But this is one of my favorite highlighters because it goes with virtually everything. And as a richer toned person, honestly, I feel like we get left out a lot when it comes to highlighter, and it's one of the reasons why I encourage people with richer tones to use colored highlighter, to use greens and purples and pinks, because it's going to give you a beautiful stripe of color, and it's going to be so bright and beautiful in a way that these bullshit like golds that they keep trying to push on us, like we're all the same tone of brown. And that's why I like this one, because this is one of the few that actually reaches into being deep and giving a shit about like the fact that I'm not just, so it's caring about the
fact. It looks like your skin, but it's shiny. Like it just looks, it looks like a slightly different tone, but and look, Legally Black Beauty agrees. That
and says hello to rich toned people. And I feel like there's so many highlighters that they just keep making them gold. They're just like, it's gold. You have dark skin, so gold. And it's like, I don't think you understand what happens with my skin. Like, it has to have a specific undertone on it. And like the Becca really hit that undertone. So it's just, it's hard.
And I think there are more. I personally, because I'm a highlighter lover, I think there is room in the market to be better and do more.
Yeah.
Like I actually, so earlier today I was swatching a bunch of like orange or peach, either highlighters I had or shadows, because Gina, Faces by Gina, is looking for an orange highlighter, but one that works for pale skin. Um, yes, Irene, right there, right there. And like I was swatching different things, and like I noticed, okay, like JD Glow's color Peachy Keen. It's a peach and green duochrome. When I wear it as an eyeshadow, the peach almost just looks like my skin. So like on
Yeah.
some angles you get a little bit of peach tone, and then others you get this crazy interesting green flip to it. And I feel like that concept, but in deeper tones, in different, like that's missing. Like the
Yeah.
duochrome highlighters that either have like a base that would complement your skin tone and then a flip to it, or a base like Becca kind of tried that, kind of did that with their, they did those like duochrome highlighters at one point in time, but I
Mm-hmm.
think they were a little too early to the market, and I felt like their colors were, I didn't feel like their colors were quite my, like it wasn't quite for me. But I feel like there's space for that again. I feel like there's space for a brand like an up and comer, like what ABH did with the Moonchild kit, doing
Yeah.
like duos or
Because like
something
that's
like
why I
that.
have the devil's, like this is
Yeah.
why I have this thing. Because listen, when I start randomly one day I was like, I'm gonna put this pink heart, and when you look at it in this light, you're just like, it's fucking white, right? But when I started putting it on my cheeks and on my skin, it started to give my skin just kind of like this very
So let me move
pretty,
that.
like
Yeah.
subtle,
Oh,
there it is. It started to
yeah.
give my skin like this pretty subtle, like nice highlight. So it was like
Yeah.
barely there. And it was something all those gold highlighters were doing, because I was like, listen, I want to look natural today.
Yeah.
And like super gold isn't doing natural for me. Like turning around, having my cheek go like dang to everybody wasn't doing natural for me. So
Yeah.
like that's one of the reasons why I encourage all of us out there. Like if you have a rich skin, playing with some of these kinds of colors, like the pinks and the purples and the blues, end up actually kind of giving us like the color that we actually wanted. And that's what I found out by accident, because I was like, oh, I didn't know that it could like look pretty, and like it,
Yeah.
you add your blush to it and you just kind of look a little, hi
Also,
Viv.
welcome, Viv. But I also think that's another. So if you're, so like Feffy's in the chat, like I still low key want that damn glow kit. But that's also why I love all of these iridescent shadows. Now
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they will all work on all skin tones, because some of them may just have too much color in them. But like I do have this green from Shine by SD. It's my highlighter today,
Yeah.
and so it's just like, it's, when I turn a certain way you catch the flips in the shadow, but you don't have that white base that sometimes even the
Mm.
ABH ones would do for me. So I think there's ways to play, but yeah, I'm
Night
surprised
Bow.
that even more indie brands haven't honestly put in the work to release highlighters that are interesting and actually cover a more of a range of skin tones. And I
Yeah.
know I haven't worked with the deep iridescence. I know that they have like, so the deep iridescence from Cleona are a multi-chrome, but they have more of like a tan or something base rather than like white or black. But they're also
Mm-hmm.
really expensive and there's a long wait
Yes.
time. So yeah. Yeah, I just think that there's so many like Viv, you can shout all you want. We love having you here. Um
Magnolia said, I love a green highlighter, and I'm like, you know
and see,
what? Me
I
too.
hate, I don't like white gold highlighters. I don't like them, and I feel like that's the go-to for so many pale highlighters. Like I don't like Moonstone from Becca. I know that Rachel Joy mentioned that earlier. It's pretty, but it's not. I also don't find the Becca formulas actually that interesting to me. But
But that's the thing, that bringing up the green
yeah,
on deeper skin tones, it's almost like a pretty gold.
yeah,
Like I have a deeper skin tone with a yellow under, like yellow is my under on my arm right here. So it ends up looking like a beautiful gold without like the wacha of gold.
Face is right. Yes. And Peffy, we'll talk. There's options out there that aren't the Devil's Moonchild Glow. Chimera is sold out, and supposedly it was limited edition.
Fact.
There's a lot of green highlighters out there. I'm happy with that. There's a lot of indie brands doing that. But I just think this idea of taking something like the Chocolate Geode, something like these deeper or richer tones, and creating duochromes as highlighters, why doesn't that exist? Like, why isn't that happening? Because it's such a fun way to like play with color, and it's not intimidating the way people think it is.
No, I mean, and like that's the thing is, I thought it was intimidating until one day I was like, I'm just gonna put a little, and there was like, oh, and then I just started using it all the time, and I started realizing like, oh, it's so much better. So when I use like a pink or I use like a little bit of purple, they tend to give me more depth and dimension, and I don't. The green is from the Moonchild palette.
Clover or something.
Lucky Clover, Lucky Clover.
But Looksy has a color called Voodoo. That was my favorite green highlighter until I found Synopsis from JD Glow. But that's a more glittery green highlighter. Or dig out any, like if you have like an inner corner green eyeshadow that's like a shiny green, like a Kat Von D Alchemist, you could try that on your face. It might not work. Yeah. It might be terrible. You might want to trust Audra more than me. But I'm saying if you have makeup, you might as well play when you're not going anywhere.
I think to me, I feel like most highlighters, just like they did with bronzer for a very long time, they just essentially with bronzer, they were like, if you're white with a tan, this will work for you. And you were like, but I'm not white with a tan. Yeah. What do? And they're like, get some sun. You know what I mean? Like, and you're like, exactly. And then you're like, or you've had too much sun.
Gross orange sun, like suntan, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and it just seemed very obnoxious that was the way that they kind of went. They were literally making bronzer for one type of woman or person. And they were like, the person who's going to like this bronzer is somebody who was white and gets a tan. And you're like, that's great. But like the point of bronzer, first of all, is to warm up the face, not necessarily make me look tan. So like you're missing a whole market of people who don't do that at all, who are just like uncooked chicken. And they're like, I'm fine being uncooked chicken. I just want my face to look warm. So why can't you make something for me as well that isn't too red or too orange? So it's just weird stuff like that.
It's just it's annoying how even to this day so many brands only release to that middle range, that medium skin tone. And also, if anyone's thinking like, oh, I don't have a this color highlighter or I don't have a that color highlighter, if you have different tones of eyeshadow, especially light to medium shades, even an eyeshadow that's where you're like, this shimmer sucks, it might be a beautiful highlighter. On your eyes, it might not be good enough, but on your face, when you can buff it and do that kind of like swirly motion, that'll help. Like that actually helps like bring out the pearl in a shadow or in a highlighter. And it's also just a fun way to play. And even if you put something on and it's the wrong, like, let's say it's too bright of a color or it's too glittery, you can be like, oh, I do want a peach highlighter. This peach looks really cool, even though it's not quite right. So.
And that's the thing. That's one of the reasons why I like to, like, I'll put on my bronzer, then I'll put on my highlighter, and then I'll put on my blush. Because if your highlighter has a little like more glitter freckles than you want, then you put the blush on top of it and then it melts. And then you're like, oh, okay. And you're not just like,
agreed. Putting it down first and building on top of it can definitely help something that feels a little scarier and maybe a little out of your comfort zone kind of meld into the skin. Yeah, exactly. It helps you shop your stash. It's similar. It's similar ingredients. Sometimes I feel like highlighters are more finely milled.
Yes.
But basically it's the same. That's why I put so many highlighters on me. Because so many eyeshadows on my face, because it's the same with like using eyeshadow as blush. A lot of times it's a lot more pigmented, but you can look at fake tofu. but it still works, especially if you like go in with a light hand. Like that was my first time playing with yellow blush. Was I used my favorite yellow eyeshadow. Yes, yay! Yellow blush can feel a little weird at first, and you don't have to go as intense as like I tend to do. But like, even if you use a more orange or peachy tone blush, like towards the back of your face, and even like and then use yellow like on the apples of your cheeks or whatever, it can be a fun way to like bring in the yellow but have some tones that kind of define your face a little more.
Bethany, no.
Bethany, I don't know what I am. I don't think I'm quite as blue as uncooked chicken, but I'm also, I don't know, I'm a yellow tone white.
The sun eats my skin when it hits it brown.
Today, your video today, I felt like you looked extra like rich and lovely. The skin was like very much like, oh, it's either the like perfect foundation shade or Audra out in the sun or both put together.
It's both of the things.
Yeah, both of the things. Oh, your skin can't tolerate mica. Oh, that's tricky.
That is.
Ooh. I don't even know what the options are. I'll have to keep my eye out. If I think of anything, I will let you know. The fine line between fashion and jaundice. Yes. I am Vampire Rode a Roller Coaster and now it's motion sick. Yeah, it's not always the perfect answer, but if you want to play around with something, and we're all stuck, a lot of us are stuck at home, so why not play? This has been fun.
I know. Normally I would be like, let's chat longer. However, I have a thing tomorrow with mi madre, and it's going to be fun.
Also, Sarah has come in through with some good ideas.
That would be like, if that actually happens, oh my God, I'm going to eat so much following day to reward myself for that happening.
Agreed. Okay. I don't have an answer to that besides like, yes, please, we would love that, but also
we're going in a second.
And because Bo is up to some shit and Audra has things to take care of, I would say
he knows the cadence of my voice when we're winding down, and he got the fuck off the couch and came over here, was like, okay, well, it's time then.
So without going into too much detail, Heather, I would say it's about the texture of the highlighter. So getting one that has more of a sheen, like the one I showed earlier, and less shimmer glitter. It's about the brush, and it's also about knowing that if you want to shine and be a slutty alien princess, you're probably going to have some texture.
Yeah.
Showing. Like, that's part of it. It's like, if I'm having a skin day, because I do actually have those days where my skin is, like, more textured, I'm just like, whatever. It is what it is. I want to glow.
And not everybody can do the weird flick that I do with I don't know how to explain the flicks that I do to put highlighter on.
Yeah, I really like this kind of brush, like a dense brush that's kind of like a flared out shape, but it's not like rounded.
And see, I'll use a brush this side and go like this.
Yeah. So it's also about playing with your brushes and all of that. It's unfortunately all trial and error. If y'all ever wanted to do another beauty Q&A, like technique Q&A or anything like that, let us know. We can do something like that again. And then, Meg, I hope your pups are doing well. And thank you all for being here tonight. And I'm going to press the button. If you like the stream, like it. Come back next week. We'll be on Audra's channel Tuesday, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Yes. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Right.
Wait, I did press the button.